KDB. KDB.
Beats Planet.
I am not watching none of your favorite players that are projected to go in the ninth round. I'm not watching these undrafted guys. I'm not watching the Texas Community College's kids. I'm not watching Hampton. Oh, Will Steele. Oh, Dominion got 3 dudes. Is gonna so fuck them. I'm not watching. I'm not. Voch, what you think about the Jadakiss kid that play wide receiver at Howard? I don't know. My plug ain't got film on him. Even if we had film on him, I'm not watching. Listen, let me tell y'all something, man. We at the end of this. We're in the last 2 weeks of this. If I ain't got him now, and if I don't plan on getting him, I ain't gonna get him. I got tight ends left. I'm only watching about 6. I'm not gonna watch all the 4th round tight ends. F them. I got what else I got left? I got like 4 linebackers I want to watch. 4. After that, whatever. I'm not watching quarterbacks. My team got one. You know what I mean? I watched the top dudes just in case somebody got to ask me about him. But the kid from Stanford, fuck him. I don't care nothing about him. Okay? But for the rest of y'all, you can ask me about all the 7th round running backs because I got them. Ask me about the 6th round offensive lineman. I got them. But Will Steele, what about that free safety that goes to what you said was
ICDC College, ITT Tech?
I'm not gonna be able to do it,
bro. I'm ready for the draft. I'm so ready to get this over with so we can talk about our guys.
Too broke to pay attention says, is that Jadakiss Kids the rapper son? Look, you would hope that it is, but no. It's just some fan of Jadakiss named their kid Jadakiss, right? Meanwhile, real life Jadakiss telling you, hey, that's not a great idea, sir.
No.
Jadakiss don't even name his son Jadakiss. Look, Jadakiss' son named Mark or something. Your dumb ass name your kid Jadakiss. Wow. Whatever, man. Shouts out to y'all. Before we get started today, we got a really good topic for the day. I wanted to show some love and respect and some thanks, some appreciation. I wanted to, bow publicly to our bro Law Nation, man. Let me just war call him one time. Everybody, please, just one time.
Yeah.
Man, Law has completed a feat that when we first got into this thing, Will Steele, I'm sure we all looked at as a goal or as something to reach for. You know what I mean? And any YouTuber will tell you it'll be days where we look at that goal mark and we be like, if I get to 30,000, I'd be happy. You know what I mean? Like we have days like that, and for whatever reason, we may feel like that obstacle is so high to climb that we just whatever. Law Nation. Because I always say when one of us make it, we all make it. One band, one sound. One of us look and sound bad, we all look and sound bad, and that's real shit. Law Nation has gotten out here and he's worked harder than everybody else. He's put in the work. He's mentored people. Law will do things I won't do. I won't bring everybody under my wing because I just got a tight little circle. and I just love working with my friends. But boy, if you got a brand new YouTube channel that you started yesterday with no subs, Law will put his arm around you and bring you in, just like he did with me. I appreciate Law for doing that for me. That don't mean I'm gonna do it like him, but I appreciate him for, you know, putting his arm around all of us, man. And as a leader, as a pillar in this community, he's a friend of mine, but he's a pillar to y'all or whatever, right? I just want to say, Law Nation. Congratulations, dog. For your 100,000, for your 100 foul wow. For your 100,000 sales. 1,000. Wilson, let me tell you something, man. I was YouTubing. You was there. I was YouTubing, and I just had my ugly ass kitchen in the background, a dirty couch, and a cat and a blank wall. And Law Nation started playing with lights and shit. I said, man, boy, I want to be like Law. I want. What do you gotta? Why Law Nation got this book written by Emmett Smith just sitting in, like, what is that for? Is Law gonna read that on? Nah, it's just ambiance. You know what I'm saying? Law gonna do this and put the cowboy purple on. Law only wears cowboy clothes on his shit. I'm up here wearing hospital scrubs and you know what I mean? Whatever I'm working in for the day. But Law just set so many trends. He set so many tones for this thing that made me go, man, I need to clean my channel up. I need to work on my transitions. I need to stream more. I need to do a lot of different things, not to copy Law Nation, but you know, when we not competitors, me and Will still had this conversation all the time. We're not competitors, but somebody can look at Voch and be like, oh, let me, you know, take something like that. Oh, let me look at Will Steele. Will Steele do his shit, his production. All I say, man, I need to be better than that. And Law Nation constantly reminds me, no matter what it is. And I'm Voch Lombardi from the volume right now, but I still look at Law Nation and go, man, it's something I can be better at. You know what I mean? And you need dudes like that. You need people like that. You don't never want to be the smartest person in the room. You don't want to be the richest man in the room. You don't want to be the best fighter on the mat. You want people around you that keep your sword sharp. You know what I mean? Law keeps my sword sharp. You know what I'm talking about? So I just want to salute Law Nation, man. I just want to say congratulations. Shouts out to you, sir, for your 100,000 Law. I'm trying to get like you, sir. Shouts out to you, man. Just wanted to say that before we got started. Did you have something? You already said something.
I gave him his flowers yesterday when it happened, man. But like you said, it feels when he makes it, we all make it, right? Type of situation, and it just feels good. Somebody from our community, you know what I mean, hitting it there, and he be working like. I can't say what I want to say. He got a twin. Let me just say that. He got a real life doppelganger out here working because Law Nation is everywhere. When he say I'm everywhere, you've been listening to nothing but the best. And he's literally everywhere, fam. Hardest worker in this thing, man. Salute to you, Law.
100%. Shouts out to him. Danny Savage says, I'd rather be the best fighter in the room. That's why he can't fight. That's why he can't fight. It's cool. It's cool. I'm playing Danny Savage. I don't know, man. You might have hands. I don't know, bro. I ain't gonna do you like that though. But shouts out to Law Nation, man. Shouts out to my peers. Shouts out to Will Steele. Shouts out to Footsie King. Shouts out to Koei Media, man. We are going to continue to climb and turn this thing into what we think it really can be. You know what I mean? We have done this this certain landmark that we've gotten over. We're established people in this YouTube thing, this cowboy YouTube thing. So now Law has set the next hurdle and he's cleared it. So now we like, okay, cool. Law did it. We can get to 102. So now, Pat McAfee, we coming for you.
Do I still even got that up?
I hope you got it.
I don't got it. Oh wait.
Pat McAfee had a 500,000 people on his stream. I started thinking. I say, man, if I start getting cool with Dak today, maybe by the time he's 38, he can come on my show. When he's saying F the Cowboys and he's fighting for a contract dispute. You know what I mean? Oh, man. I'm your host, Voch Lombardi, by the way. Haven't even introduced the show, but you know what I'm saying? AKA Ferrari. VOCHLOMBARDS. VOCHLO. What is it? VOCHLOMBARDI. Voch Lombardi. I'm being point guarded by the best in the business. Will Steele. What's up, sir?
That's enough damn salt there, Willie.
No more Big Willie. My game is grown. Prefer you call me William.
What's happening, Playboy? How you doing, man?
Life good, man. Can't complain. We back in the saddle today. Pardon y'all. Pardon me for not being here yesterday. Had some things to do. But if you were the part of Patreon, you got your content in yesterday.
I had some things to do. Wink. No.
That's Some in my eye. Some in my eye. So some of y'all got your Voch fix yesterday. Some of y'all didn't. It's cool. We're going to keep bringing this content. Y'all know the business. This is what I want to talk about today. How many people got watching live? That's a solid number. The rest of y'all will catch on the replay. I wanted to talk about double dipping in the draft.
Get too much dip on your chip now.
I know, sir. I know. And look, I actually had to write it down over on the other side of the paper, right? If I do double dip at, certain spots in the draft, like where I want to, right? How many? Because we only got 7 picks now. At first we had 9. We got a wide receiver, got a cornerback. I'm happy for those guys, but now I got to think about double dip. But what I wanted to do even more than that, Will, Steele, is I wanted to go down the list, quarterback, running back, O-line, wide receiver, and I wanted to go, should we draft this at all? Should we draft one of these guys? Can we double dip on these guys? I think that'll be for interesting conversation, right? So I got 9 positions here: quarterback, running back, O-line, wide receiver, tight end, linebacker, D-line. I put edge and D-tackle together, corner and safety. That's how I wanted to do it. And I want to see, should we draft him? Should we not? And if we do, can we draft him again later? Let me run down my list and just give y'all some of my thoughts. Just my thoughts, man. So we can go ahead and start with quarterback, right? I'm not drafting no quarterback nowhere at all. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to live in the mindset of, well, but Voch, wouldn't you want to draft some young kid to come in and compete with Dak Prescott and
compete with Cooper Rush, man?
Compete with Will Greer, one of them guys. But in my mind, we can't use the idea of, hey, if Dak gets hurt, what happens? Or can we just bring up some young dude behind Dak Prescott, then what happens, right? Because one, Cooper Rush has proven himself that he can win you games when Dak goes down. So we're not in any urgency to have a backup dude if Dak goes down. If we do, we got a dude that can win us games, right? Then outside of that, Will Greer, in quarterback years, technically is still a young guy, right? Technically still a young guy. So when people talk about, hey, can we draft a quarterback to come in and develop behind Dak Prescott? You're hoping for a lottery ticket. You're hoping for a Brock Purdy type character. Will Steele, was Brock Purdy a 3rd round pick or a 4th round pick?
I believe 7.
He was Mr. Irrelevant. He was the last.
Yeah.
He was 1 pick away from undrafted free agency, right? So if somebody tapped me on my shoulder, they say, well, listen, Voch, if we found you a quarterback in undrafted free agency, would you consider it? Sure. Quarterbacks are literally lottery tickets. I was on this radio show the other day. Small little flex. I was on this radio show the other day, talking draft, and they was asking me about the quarterbacks and things like that. And I was telling them, man, I was like, man, we can act like we know what make good quarterbacks in the league, man. We don't know. Like, if it's not this Trevor Lawrence type guy that we've been hyping up for 7 years, you know what I mean? If it's not one of these Joe Burrow guys to where, hey, it's glaring that he's one of these dudes, we really don't have a good handle on these quarterbacks or whatever, right? Because it's way more Baker Mayfields than there are Trevor Lawrences. You know what I'm saying? So I could look at you and be like, hey, these top 4 quarterbacks this year, they're guaranteed to be a guy. But we can see a guy like the 8th quarterback off the board. I mean, Dak was the 7th in his class, and he's the only one, him and Jared Goff, they're the only ones that's like relevant right now. We just don't have a clue. Quarterbacks are just lottery tickets. So if they're going to be lottery tickets, like really super make those dudes lottery tickets, like penny machines. Like, okay, give me an undrafted guy, we'll see. But I'm just not in a place to use one of my draft picks because I have 2 less of them now. I'm not in this place to use one of my draft picks to gamble for Dak, for Dak's, for the next Cowboys quarterback or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not in that place. Plus, I feel like Dak got a lot of years left on him. So if you want to make this a situation where, okay, we got Brock Purdy and Trey Lance, we're going to trade one of them, cool. That's the reason why you gamble and take this undrafted dude, and then you go from there, okay? So we're going to move on from quarterback. If you disagree at all, this mostly me talking today, but if you disagree at all, you can hit me with the, when you take the pen and you go.
I do, but I was like, whatever. He's gonna go on to the next one.
Oh, go ahead, sir.
No, you don't think draft picks or lottery picks after the 4th round anyway? Really?
They are, but in this situation in particular, I have needs that I can use those day 3 picks on. You see what I'm saying? We're talking about, okay, well, you want to take a running back or young quarterback, D tackle or young quarterback.
I could look.
Mhm.
If they don't
That's
take
not gonna
quarterback,
play.
I don't care if they don't take quarterback. But I
Okay.
can, to play devil's advocate, you can make an argument taking a quarterback on day 3 in the draft is not a terrible idea because you are in position. You said I'm not in the position. I mean, aren't the Cowboys in good position right now to kind of take whoever, and definitely in day 3 in the draft and try to develop? I mean, if you do hit, you want to talk about value. That's way more value than a running back. I could find an undrafted running back more than I could find an undrafted quarterback. But that's, again, I don't care if they take one.
Sure.
But I understand if they do take one on day 3. That's where I would take it. There was talk about Dallas taking a quarterback the first 2 days of the draft, right?
Sure.
First, second, third round. I'm not living in that world.
Oh, yeah.
Once I get to day 3, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, because they don't really, they haven't developed anybody yet since Dak Prescott, right? Cooper Rush was here, he left, came back, and now Cooper Rush can be your backup dude. But man, I always go back to Andy Reid. I watched Andy Reid flip the AJ Feelys and flip the who was the other Kevin Kolb, and
Sure.
I just watch him do that. What if you can get a guy like that, and then Dak is here for the next 5 years, but you can flip that dude. So you want to talk about lottery ticket? That's the best one, right?
After I write this down, let me ask you this. Do you think that a long-term value flip is the type of draft pick that you want to make in an all-in type year? Like, wouldn't you want to use every single resource you have to try to, because that's where I think the Cowboys are right now. Like, we're not necessarily team building kind of sort of, but I think we're more of an all-in mode right now than a team building mode. So when you say, day 3 quarterback, 4th round, 5th round, 7th round, anything like that, I just think I can use something that's more useful than that. For example, right? Let's just play this game, and I'm gonna keep quarterback written down, right? But just for this year, what the Cowboys trying to do, we don't have a nickel corner behind Bland at this moment, in my personal opinion, right? Or just nobody worth playing. If there's a nickel corner in the 4th round, would you rather a nickel corner?
Jordan Lewis.
That's fair enough, Will. Still, that's fair. And maybe I'm just moving in this world to where Jordan Lewis don't exist. You know what I'm saying? So cool. You'll take quarterback over corner right there, nickel corner right there.
And what round?
4th, 5th, 6th, 7th is your world.
Yeah, I mean, if the quarterback is rated higher, I'll take the quarterback. Sure, why not?
If he's rated higher, okay, I'll take that. D tackle.
Again, if I'm in I'll go 5th. I'm a little weird about the 4th. I feel like the 4th is where you can find some steals, but 5th on down. I mean, we're talking Matt Willetsko or Deron Bland, so that's fair. Deron Bland, Devin Harper, Ben DiNucci's of the world. Like Cowboys don't really keep a lot of the day 3 guys and turn into dudes, so it's a lottery. And I'm just going off what you're saying. If it's a lottery ticket, that quarterback can be an amazing long term event. And I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm not saying that the Cowboys should take one.
I mean, I feel you. Good combo, right? So let's just say Clayton Tune from Houston, right? You probably haven't watched him.
I'm about to say I can't give you no breakdown on no damn Clayton Tune. So
I'm talking to the audience right now. Clayton Tune. Yeah. I've watched Clayton Tune. Clayton Tune does not strike me as a guy that's going to be anything on the next level. But Clayton Tune will most likely be drafted in the 3rd round somewhere. So yes, Clayton Tune would be a lottery ticket for you. In my personal opinion, just my personal opinion, I would rather a rotational one tech than competing 3rd quarterback Clayton Tune right now. You know what I'm saying? I would rather a nickel corner than
Clayton. Cowboys, right?
Cowboys, sure.
Oh, yeah. 3rd round.
I would rather, honestly, I'm looking at linebacker. I'm looking at what kicking teams could be. I would rather a developmental linebacker than a 4th string quarterback right now. You see what I'm saying? And this is just me personally. I know you talking to the devil, advocating with the devil, and like this ain't you. But if I'm talking to the devil that you talking to right now, I just don't see a world to where I can look at, watch this. I can look at a running back, right? Let's just say we haven't drafted a running back yet. We're in the 5th round. Kenny McIntosh on the board from Georgia. I love me some damn Kenny McIntosh. Him who can play for you this year. Or 4th round Clayton Tune. So that's my whole thought process with this thing, right? I do see the value in lottery ticket quarterback, but my whole point, like my big point, and we can move on after this, is a lottery ticket on a 5th round pick for a quarterback in my world is just like a lottery ticket on an undrafted quarterback. What's the difference between Brock Purdy and an undrafted quarterback? Nothing really. It's the same kind of lottery ticket value.
As long as
I'm going to do lottery
that 4th round guy's Dak.
Unless, but when shit. Hey, we have no fucking.
You got Dak Prescott in the 4th round as a lottery ticket, and look what the hell happened, right? So that investment paid off, and I don't care who you taking in the 4th round, nobody, 5th round, 6th round, nobody is going to be worth that type of value. Not who was the cat they got from Oklahoma, Charles Tapper. Not any of these Neville Gallimore, not any of these dudes, but. You know, Cowboys in shape. They don't need to take a quarterback, but I don't mind if they threw a dart in the 5th, 6th, 7th round. That doesn't bother me. No.
I totally agree, Will Steele. But boy, for every Dak Prescott, boy, it's 100 Brad Kayas. It ain't shit, boy.
Brad Kayas, the Penn State kid, that whole draft class. Yeah, Cardell Jones. Yeah,
Sorely, you know what I mean? All them boys, Paxton Lynch got drafted in the 1st round, whatever. Connor Cooks and them. I don't know. Let's get into this though. Let's keep this move. Fantastic conversation, though, Will Steele. Fantastic. So I do have my 7 draft picks on the left side of my paper right here. Quarterbacks are not on it. And of course, I'm not double dipping because I'm not drafting one anyway. So there we go. Let me ask you this, Will Steele. Let me see if I can find your interest in this. Safety. Free safety. Can I interest you in a free safety this year if you find one, right? Anywhere between round 1 and 7. Can I interest you in a free safety for your draft board right now?
I'm kind of out on that, and this might be because I'm bullish on Izzy, and probably Bell too. To be honest, even though we haven't seen a ton of Bell, so you got Izzy, you got Bell, Hooker, J-Ron. I suppose you can say if I'm looking deep into the future, yeah, but you're not talking about top 100, are you?
I mean, just wherever you can fit them in. That's this day's exercise. Can you fit them in anywhere? Day 1, 2, or 3?
3. It falls same category. I ain't gonna say same thing as quarterback, but hey, if I got a safety rated here in the 5th, 6th, 7th round, sure, why not, man?
I feel like we got a lot of safeties, but I don't think we got a lot of free safeties. You know what I'm saying? So if you're talking about a box safety, like I'm all the way out on box safety, right? If it's free safety, you can have more of a conversation with me. But I look at free safety. I look at free safety like I look at 3 tech and like left tackle. Like you either good or you not. You know what I mean? Like I don't really see a bunch of value in like middling free safety. So if you're not like a top 15 type player or like a surefire 1st round type free safety type player, then I'm not looking for you in the 4th, 5th round or something like that. And this draft does not have a 1st round free safety, or somebody may think it's a 1st round free. The kid from Georgia is a good player, but I don't think he's a 1st round guy. But
Ringo?
Ringo's a corner. There's another kid from Georgia. But somebody may look at him or the Texas A&M kid and go, oh, well, you can give me some safety play here. I'm not in the safety market. Like if I'm advising for the Cowboys, I'm not in the safety market. So I'm not drafting and I'm not double dipping. I am totally out on safety.
And I didn't even bring up Wilson. He got extended. So and he can do some duty over there. I wouldn't put him on the roof all the time, but I think they're pretty stacked at safety.
Mm-hmm. And as I look at my 7 picks over here on the left side of my paper here, safety is not on it at all. But offensive line, we can talk now, Will Steele. We can have a conversation now. So offensive line is something that we're moving with a little bit of urgency on, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think we even to a point where Brian Brothers and Bobby Belt and all the boys, they lean and go, hey, man, we just going to talk about Steve Avila once a day until the draft comes around or we get some different information. You know what I mean? So if we do live in this world where Steve Avila is your 26th pick, cool. I'll take that. Steve Avila is your 1st pick. I'll take that. Will I draft one interior offensive lineman? Sure. And to answer my other question, there's no way I'm going to walk out of this draft not drafting any offensive lineman at all.
Hell no.
Absolutely, sir. So this is easy. But the second part of this gets a little interesting, Will Steele. So let's just say, yes, I got offensive line right here. At what point, let me ask you, do you go offensive line again? When do you go offensive line again? And which offensive line position do you go again? That's where I think this gets interesting, right? Don't ask Voch this, Will Steele, because I'm overkill. I'll take Steve Avila and I'll take John Michael Schmitz right after that, and I'll do it. Cowboys ain't doing that.
That ain't overkill. I'll give you my answer.
Go ahead.
No, when you're done, I'm saying.
Okay, cool. Look, Jerry Jones said it, man. Draft for strength, keep a strength for strength. You add Avila to your left guard situation, offensive line turns into a strength. I don't even want to get to next year's draft. Cool. Give me John Michael again, especially if John Michael is a 58 type guy for you. So what a lot of people in the comments are going to do in chat, y'all please leave y'all comments and play along. This is a comment. That's Will Steele right there, right? This is me looking at y'all. When do you take interior? When do you take offensive line again? And what position is that? Right? Are you looking for a tackle later? Are you looking for a center later? Just a guard later? Do you take one? If you take one in the first round, do you take another one in the third round? I think these are real life conversations, right? If you look at the Cowboys in particular, because today's Wednesday, this is a Cowboy day. We're looking at Avila. It ain't even no secret, right? Mafi is also on that list. And this is my problem with projecting for Mafi or projecting for any of these guys, right? You're basically at the mercy of the board, really. You know what I mean? You know, I can be like, oh, John Michael Smith is a 26 overall player. But if nobody else thinks John Michael Smith is a 26 overall player, then I can gamble and hope that he gets to 58. If your favorite offensive lineman get to 58, is it worth the conversation? What if a guy like DeJuan Jones ends up falling to you at 58? You got to have conversations like this, right? You're like, yo, I just took a guard. So do you wipe out all of your plans on taking offensive lineman regardless of the value? Or do you go, I've taken Avila. Fuck DeJuan Jones made it 58. What do we do here? Darnell Wright got caught with some cocaine, and he took it to the police station to try to be a good Samaritan, but they put him in jail for trafficking or some shit. And he gonna miss the draft or something, but you can still draft him if you want to. Darnell Wright's available for you in the second round. You know what I mean? You got to ask yourself, do you go, hey, I know we've been talking about wide receiver for months, but do I cut wide receiver here, maybe take wide receiver later, and just go guard tackle? This is a real life conversation for me because I love offensive line. Hell yeah, I'll go guard tackle. I'll go guard. I'll do the red shirt thing and get Voorhees in the third round. But you're at the mercy of your board. What if somebody say, hey man, F that ACL, I'm taking Voorhees in the third round. If you want Voorhees, you're gonna have to get him either before me in the third or in the second. These are real life conversations. So if you're asking me, I have it written down like this. I have 2 offensive linemen written down, but I got 2 interior offensive linemen written down with the extra note that I want one of them to be a day 3 guy. And that's hard for me because I want all my favorite guards early, but I think the best combo I can get if I'm advising to get O-line early, especially if I'm walking into this thing going, all right, Voch, Steve Avila is the first pick. If he's the first pick, then my next guard is going to be 4th, 5th, or 6th round. And I've watched enough guards or interior offensive linemen, pardon me. I've watched enough interior offensive linemen to feel confident in a guy, whether that be Tippmann, whether that be Bergeron. I don't know if them dudes going to fall to 4th. Tippmann, guys like Bergeron, guys like Mafi, guys like Zavala, Juice Scruggs. Juice Scruggs is a guy that we watch. I look at PFF. 2 seconds here. Atonio Mafi is 169 on their list. Juice Scruggs is 163 on their list. That's day 3 guys, right? So can I live in a world where I take a guard in the first round and a center at 140, whatever the hell that was? I can do that. And that's most likely what the case is going to be. Now, before I send it over to Will Steele, Voch, what if a tackle is available for you in day 3? Do you do that? No, because I have this rule to where if a tackle is worth having, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be early day 1 guys. Tackles just get super value, super over inflates, you know what I'm saying? Like their value shoots them way up. So if DeJuan Jones is a second round guy to you, he might go first round because tackle inflates like that, right? So I'm not looking for a 5th round tackle hoping to get anything from him. Plus, we have enough swing dudes on this team right now. So yes, taking guard first, and yes, I can take guard / center, Juice Scruggs in day 3, 4th round, 5th round somewhere. Go ahead, Will Steele. My bad, sir.
No, you're good. You pretty much laid it all out right there. I just wouldn't take a right tackle. That's the only position I wouldn't take. Other than that, I'd take any combination of guard, center, guard, tackle. Just left tackle though. But you laid it all out. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I double dip. I double dip anywhere. I don't really care where it's at. I double dip.
Tackle.
Well, with the position flip.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't go tackle. I'd go guard, center, guard, tackle.
Yeah.
But not necessarily tackle. I don't think I want to take 2 tackles. But if that tackle can play guard, now we're having a conversation.
Even better. It's your boy OZ says Terrence Steele was undrafted, boy, but for every Terrence Steele, there's 1,000 motherfuckers that just ain't gonna be able to do it. Offensive line is probably the least talented group in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Terrence Steele worked out for us, but hey, I'm just willing to say we got lucky right there. I'm just willing to say that, hey, we just found a hard-working dude that went to Duke Manyweather, and Duke Manyweather happened to be in Dallas, and it just worked out. You know what I mean? But I mean, I dare you to just bank on an undrafted right tackle any other time besides Terrence Steele. Just go, oh, he's going to be one of the best tackles in the league. Ain't going to happen like that. You're more likely to lean on, some of the early round talented guys or whatever. But there you go. On my list, I got interior offensive lineman. Day 1 or 2. Then I got an interior offensive lineman for day 3. All right. And maybe one day I'll put names to those draft spots. But let's move on. What time is it? I'll put some legs on this. Are you drafting a cornerback at all, Will Steele?
Yeah.
Where are you drafting that?
Anywhere. BPA. Like, so if the corner is my best player available, I don't mind taking the corner because I know I got 1 year of Gilmore.
Yeah.
The hope though is that you can get a different position in round 1. I don't really want to have to take a corner in round 1, but after round 1, I'm so open to whatever they want to do.
Sure.
But round 1, they kind of got to nail that one a little bit. But I'll take realistically, I'd like a corner between 2 and 5.
I've been looking at some mocks, and I got a feeling Joey Porter could be a guy. I don't think he will.
Goodness.
I don't think he will be, but I never see Witherspoon really fall in the mocks. I never see Gonzalez fall in the mocks.
Never see Gonzalez fall. I
see Porter sometimes, though. Sometimes I see Porter. So I have to just take that as a realistic, hey, Porter could be there. So I have to be like prepared for that. You know what I mean? And I'm with you. I don't want to have to draft cornerback in the first round. I'd rather it be a guard, wide receiver, dude that we've been talking about lately. But goddamn, I can't say no to Joey Porter if he's there. Can't say no if he's there. Do you double dip at corner?
Again, when I think of double dip, I'm thinking of more of the premium-ish picks, so rounds 1 through 4. Mm-hmm. I truly don't have an issue. And round 5, 6, and 7, man, have at it. Have at it. I don't want them to do what they did in 2021. That was a double dip where they took Nahshon Wright and Nahshon Wright and Kelvin Joseph. I was like, okay, what was that about? Very random, but I don't want that to happen. So you get to round 5 and 6 and 7. You feel like, I don't know, the corners, I guess. If you feel like there's certain corners there that you like, sure, pull the trigger. But I ain't double dipping that corner anywhere between round 1 and 4. No, sir, no how.
The only reason I feel like this double dip conversation is important, even past the premium picks, is we only have 7 picks now. Right. At first, when we had like 9 picks, you can have at it. You know what I mean? But when we talk about day 3 guys, it's certain positions that you just find day 3. Like we're not taking a D tackle in day 2. That just ain't how Cowboys operate. Cowboys are looking for day 3 D tackles. They're looking for day 3 linebackers to come be kicking game guys. They're looking for these DBs in day 3. So if that's the case, you only got 4 day 3 picks. So shit, running back could be there. You know what I mean? Guard could be there. So I just think this is worth a conversation. I do on my list of 7, Will Steele. I got cornerback written down. I have cornerback as a day 3 situation. So if I'm the advisor and if it's up to me, like I said, Joey Porter put us in a hell of a situation if he's there. But if he's not there, I'm looking to go for corner in day 3. I'm hoping not to have to draft cornerback day 1 or 2 or 3. So if I can get cornerback in round 4 or something like that, that'll be a good little conversation. But I'm hoping one of my favorite offensive linemen aren't there at round 4. So that's just that. Cornerback. I'm not drafting tight end at all. Honestly. I know tight end is a conversation. I know Cowboys are interested in tight ends, and honestly, Cowboys take tight end every year, seems like, and that's okay. But if it's up to Voch's counsel, I got 7 picks. And I wrote down what position do I favor those 7 picks to be. Tight end's not one of them. Because how I look at it, boy, I think Ferguson got a bright future as tight end 1. Boy, I think Hendershot got a bright ass future as tight end 2. We got one more year, Sean McEwen just being like tight end fullback guy, kicking game dude or whatever. So just based on how the rotations go, like we go high, and high is 4th round pick. We go high at tight end, we go low at tight end. We go high at tight end, we go low at tight end. This is the year where we go super low at tight end. You see what I'm saying? So if you can find me a blocking tight end that's undrafted, I would rather that than to spend a day 3 pick at tight end. I'll just go ahead and reveal what I have right here. My 4 day 3 picks, ideally for me, running back, interior offensive line, cornerback, D tackle. If I could walk away with those in day 3, I feel satisfied. If I got to go tight end day 3, and of course, this is assuming Kincaid don't fall to 58 or something like that. All, is all variables. Voch's way may not be the way. Day 3 tight end or corner, day 3 tight end or tackle, day 3 tight end or interior offensive lineman. If I haven't drafted a running back yet, day 3 tight end or running back. Chad, Trey McBride or miscellaneous ass day 3 tight end.
You could argue to take running back off. You can push running back off if you wanted to off of the third, because you got running back, interior, corner, and defensive tackle, one tech type. For your 4 day 3 picks.
Yes.
Yeah, you can make an argument. I could find me a running. You want to talk about undrafted hits? I mean, running back that's the one right there. Yeah. But if you wanted to talk yourself into a tight end or any of these other positions, that's the one. That'd be one of the first ones I think could go.
Yeah. It's just all my favorite running backs right there in day 3. Will still, you know what I'm saying?
Or they might go undrafted. They may go undrafted. One of the top 15 whatever running backs may not get drafted, and because of the position, right? So what if that guy? What if that Malik Davis is sitting there? That Philip Lindsay is sitting there. I ain't gonna go as far as say Terrell Davis, but you know what I'm saying. What if one of those guys are out there? They're 7th round or undrafted type dudes. I mean, it is running back.
The conference has been locked.
I think the same way about tight end though. I'm like, it's tight ends. It's gonna be some tight ends.
How many tight ends are undrafted that really kill it though?
I mean, that's fair. It's fair.
It's a tough position, man. That's a really hard position to transition into.
It's tough, but I genuinely feel like we're just talking about day 3 guys, right? We're talking about day 3 running backs and day 3 tight ends. I think my day 3 running back will see the field more this year than my day 3 tight end. Like if I just had to guess, I even think that my day 3 running back would be more talented than my day 3 tight end. If I had to guess, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, tight end's not on my board though. And running back could, also not be on my board. But I think this is a really good year for running backs. It's a good year for tight end also. But I think this is a really, really good year for running backs, and I think you can find a really like a star. I think you can find a star in the 3rd round, man. I've mentioned Trey McBride or whatever. We watched him in the Patreon. Boy, fan of his. Also, Kenny McIntosh, fan of his. So Kenny McIntosh will still. You remember we would come on here and be like, "Hey, look, I don't care how Tony get it. Give Tony 15 touches. I don't care how he get them, and just roll them out there." Yeah. Dog, if you look at Kenny McIntosh game log, right? Some games Kenny McIntosh had like 2 carries, but 10 catches. You know what I mean? Other games he'll have like 15 carries, 2 catches. Like Georgia found a way to get Kenny McIntosh his 12 to 18 touches. And they were creative with how they got him to him. But every single game, except for like one, maybe that's like Kent State. Every single game, Kenny McIntosh got his touches, and he was impressive. He lined up wide at receiver, lined up in the slot, lined up at wing, lined up in the running back, and he did a little bit of everything. He might be a 7th round guy for you. I actually thought about double dipping running backs with us. I was like, hey man, if you find me if I can get Trey McBride in the 4th round and Kenny McIntosh in the 7th, if you don't re-sign Tony Pollard next year, then McBride and McIntosh is the future running back for you for the next, 3-4 years or whatever. And that made me think about double dipping running back, but I ran out of picks. You know what I mean? And running out of picks is the whole point of this exercise, But anyway, Moving on. What was this talking about? Were we talking about running backs?
Yeah, that was your most recent double dip or not type situation.
That was my running back spiel. Okay, cool. I don't know what to think about linebacker. Well, I know we need linebacker, and it's probably because I just haven't, watched enough of them though, and I'm not gonna watch a whole bunch neither. But what I said, Dwayne McBride. Pardon me, Trey McBride.
Yeah, when you said Trey, I was like,
pardon me, Trey McBride played. Yeah. He played tight end for somebody. Dwayne McBride from UAB. Pardon me. I got too many names in my head. Dwayne McBride, running back from UAB. He's fantastic. Give me him in the 4th round if he's there, and Kenny McIntosh in the 7th if he's there, and we'll just go from there. My fault, y'all. My fault. Thank you, Chase, and everybody else that's correcting me.
I thought you was trying to make some type of comparison because we were talking tight ends and running backs. I'm like, I guess Trey McBride. Yeah.
Still, I've been calling Will McDonald Will Anderson for 3 weeks right now. You know what I mean? I'm tired. I'm tired. All right, here we go. I don't know what to think about linebackers though, man. Like, do we get a depth rotational linebacker to go be a kicking team guy? Or do we go try to get a linebacker that could play for you? I was actually conflicted on should we double dip linebackers? We ain't really got bodies in the room. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think we got long-term bodies in the room for real. So I actually thought about double dipping linebacker. I just couldn't bring my heart to do it because I love offense so much. And I just feel this team with offense besides 3 picks, 1 linebacker, 1 cornerback, 1 D tackle. But if somebody told me, hey, Voch, I want a double dip linebacker. I want to take, like if Drew Sanders falls to us in the 2nd round or something like that, but then we take like a kicking team guy in the 6th round. I'll take that. One is a Van Der Esch type guy. One is a Luke Gifford type guy. Not like player, but like role wise. You know what I mean? 1 starts, 1 kicking teams. I thought about doing that. But boy, I hate linebackers. You know what I mean? I hate the idea of them. I hate watching them. I hate linebackers. I just wanted to get a whole bunch of offense in this thing. But I think a responsible front office got to take linebacker every single year. You know what I mean? And if I was in charge, as much as I would hate it, I think you have to. Will, what's your idea for linebacker?
I'm sick they didn't double dip a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was joking about it, but after they took Micah, man from Kansas City was still sitting there boating. And
yeah, big boat, man.
I'd have loved to have done that, but yeah, I'm all for it for double dipping that backer and doing what you asked the question. Somebody that can play. What did you say? Somebody that can play for you, and then somebody that can do kind of like depth stuff, special team stuff.
Yep, kicking teams. Yep.
I'm all about bringing somebody in here that can compete with LVE and Damone Clark if need be. But I 100% think they need to take at least 1 minimum. Yeah. It's a bang bang position. It's a hurt position.
Yep.
And they don't have the bodies really. And LV, they have 1.5 to me. I consider LVE a half because I don't trust them to stay healthy long term for a season, and I don't trust them to play at a high level long term for a season. LVE always have like this weird, stretch where he's not. We're like, yo, we need more from you, LVE, or we like, yo, we need the linebackers to help out LVE because it's LVE, right? So linebacker to me, 2nd year in a row is just kind of a sneaky need.
Is this Brillo's last year to do anything?
Has to be. He's got to, and it's coming off his ace. This is another year off the ACL, so maybe we'll see something. But I mean, you can't say, oh, we got Brillo. We don't know. They didn't play him last year, so we don't know. Devin Harper, same thing, didn't play.
Like if you look at Brillo next to Luke Gifford, you'll go, damn, boy, Brillo does so much on this. I want this dude to do this much on my team, but Gifford had a bigger role than Brillo in everything. So,
Gifford was a special teams demon, blocking punts. I think he led the team in special teams tackles this year, tied or something like that. So maybe somebody got to step up for special teams. Maybe that's Devin Harper, but I think you need some more bodies in that room, and not just like Jags, but get you some guys you think can develop because LVE's on a 2-year deal, $8 million. Total, and he only counts $3 and $4 million over the next 2 years. They can get rid of LVE after this year if they want. So he's not part of long-term plans. You need to invest in linebacker.
Would you double dip at O-line or at linebacker this year?
O-line, maybe, but O-line probably. I go O-line.
Let me look. Can you double dip at both? So boom. Oh, on my list, I would have to take off a running back, a wide receiver, a corner, or a D tackle.
You could talk it. No wide receiver at all. Probably upset a lot of people, but
No corner at all?
no DT maybe corner. With offense being offense, it's hard to be like don't take one of these receivers, but you could probably talk yourself out of corner. But now earlier, like I said, man, next year you don't have a boundary guy right now. After next year, after 2023, who's your boundary guy?
Yeah. Tough job, man. Tough job. And I got D-line here. I don't think we had to get into a long conversation about D-line. I just think that we have to do something about the one tech position. Just the next young big dude that comes in behind Bo, and which Bo is behind Hankins. And we just live our life just rotating those dudes and moving on from them. Carlos Watkins is not coming back, correct?
He signed with the Cardinals.
He signed with the Cardinals. Okay, cool. So we do need somebody. Do we address that in free agency? Because there are still some free agent D tackles left. I ask this because if we can find a free agent D tackle, do we just not draft a D tackle?
I would, so you can take D tackle off your list.
Mm-hmm. Sean Robinson do that for you?
Oh hell yes. Nashawn Robinson might fuck around, kick Bohan off.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because now I can use that, and that's the thing. We haven't even brought up free agency. If you really truly wanted to kind of be free, because I think we are free. Day 3 to me is do whatever the hell you want. You're trying to get lucky. But if you want to say, hey, let's eliminate some of these positions, all right, sign a defensive tackle and take that off your list, because it doesn't look like they're going to draft a defensive tackle early in the draft anyway. But go ahead.
Yeah, fair enough. Go ahead and get D-line off of there. Edge guy? Do we have to go edge guy? Because that's part of D-line also. So do we have to get an edge guy? Or can we just live in a world without one? Do we have enough at edge right now? Yeah. Unless like Will McDonald's there or something like that, then I'll, make that. All right, we got to draft Will McDonald. He's right there. But besides that, I'm not dying to get a DN. Even though I do think this is a really good year for depth DNs, or not depth, but just like later, second, third round, fourth round DNs. I think this is a good year for those guys. I think there's going to be a big run of them on day 2. So hopefully some of our favorite players can fall to us when, Ojulari, Felix, and guys like Keon White, when those guys start to come off the board, then it'll push some of our favorite guys to us. So let's hope that happens. And last position is wide receiver. And I just heard you almost try to talk yourself into saying, hey, just no wide receiver this year. Are you still on that?
What do you mean?
Just like 5 seconds ago, you was just kind of going back and forth about, hey, should we not go wide receiver? Should we go wide receiver? You were saying with Brandon Cooks that we can live in a world without wide receiver, right?
You can live in a world, yeah.
But you don't want to.
I don't think I will want to, because I think the value you can get, after the first round.
Yeah. I got wide receiver in my first 2 days, so round 1 through 3. And if I had to guess, if Cowboys are dead set on drafting at guard, TCU, Steve Avila. If they're drafting Avila at guard, then maybe they're hoping for one of their favorite wide receiver candidates to fall to 58. Maybe they're hoping for Johnson and Flowers and Downs and all those guys to make it to their 58. Hyatt, those guys to make it at 58. And if not, they got some day 3, some round 3-4 options that they could also go for. But yes, I have wide receiver, and I'm looking to prioritize wide receiver. Day 2 or day 3, that's a priority to me. So that's on my list. So at the end of the day, my list for rounds 1, 2, 3, no matter what order you put them in: interior offensive line, wide receiver, linebacker. And for my day 3 picks, those 4 rounds, running back, cornerback, deep tackle, and another interior offensive line. That is where I double dipped. Chat, I would love for y'all to tell me where y'all double dipped, if you double dipped. Is that pause worthy? Yeah, whatever. Go ahead and move on. But yeah. Y'all can let me know what y'all have in the chat box. A perfect world would be Avila and Mafi, Avila and Voorhees, DeJuan Jones, and either one of those guard guys I just named, or Avila and Scruggs later in day 3 somewhere. I would love to get some of those guys. If John Michael Smith fall to 58, boy, we can do that too. We ain't doing nothing else, dog. We can doing nothing else. James Adams says the only place I'm double dipping is O-line. Yeah, I feel you. Aaron says cornerback for the double dip. Got you. Balance Vic says I'd go for tackle and guard for sure. Feel you. Kyle about to. I'm leaving. Kyle. King Element. God damn. All right, let's move on, man. Let's get to these phones. See what y'all talking about. Brandon from Franklin Football says O-line, running back, and linebacker are worth double dip. Yeah, that's what we said. It's pretty good class. Cowboy J, what up?
What's up with you, Bob?
What's good, my guy? What you got for the show?
Chum. I had a few questions.
Mm-hmm.
So I was listening to some of the Cowboys on a podcast. They were talking about Avita was better. Was actually one guy said that Donald Wright was better than Avita.
Okay.
Darnell Wright.
Yeah.
And I wanted to come to you because I ain't believe that, and I thought Avita actually was a better offensive lineman. They was talking about sliding Darnell Wright to right guard and having him take the role that Avita would play if we drafted him.
Yeah.
So I want to come to you because you're an offensive line guy, so I want to get your honest opinion and feedback about that.
I've never lived in this world of Darnell Wright playing guard. Like that just started popping up a lot on my timeline. When I first watched Darnell Wright, I think he moved well enough. I think he navigated well enough. I think his outside zone blocking was good enough. His kick sets were good enough, and I thought he was a really technical hand fighter for tackle. So
right.
So when I watched Darnell Wright, I just didn't see him as a guard. What happens a lot, and I'm not going to say because I don't know which podcast I don't want to shit on nobody analysis or whatever. I think sometimes people see big tackles, like somebody that's like 300 plus, like 315, 20 pounds or something like that, and they'll go, oh, they're a guard because they're bigger. People look at DeJuan Jones and be like, hey, can DeJuan Jones play guard? I don't think DeJuan Jones plays guard because DeJuan Jones has tools for tackle. And I also think that Darnell Wright has tools for a tackle. Now, I would have to rewatch Darnell Wright to put him in my mind as a guard. But as of now, I just never saw him as that. So can he play guard? He probably can. But when I watch Avila, he's clearly a guard. When I watch Darnell, he's clearly a tackle. But I like Darnell as a tackle more than I like Avila at guard. So when I do my final board, if I even do it, but if I do my final board, Darnell Wright will be a higher player than Avila for me.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was all I had. I was calling in just to check in with y'all, see how y'all was doing.
Hey man, appreciate
much love
you.
To y'all.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you tuning in.
Y'all team.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man.
Goats for real, so.
Appreciate you, Cowboy J. Salute, man. Have a good one.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Yeah. Will, sir. I've been seeing a whole bunch of that like lately. And it's interesting how like draft rumors, draft buzz started to happen to you. I never seen Darnell Wright be talked about as a guard, but then just lately, hey man, Darnell Wright can come in and play guard for you. And now people in Cowboy land are coming to us and hey, if Darnell Wright's there at 26, can he come in to play guard for you? It's interesting.
I say if he can, sign me up. I don't know if he can or he can't, but I know Darnell Wright. I think he kind of shut down somebody on Twitter or social media that was saying similar things like, oh, well, he can't do this. And Darnell was like, I ain't going to say what he said, but basically, he basically, told him to kick rocks. So, listen, if he can do it, man, that'd be a fantastic get, but if he can't, or, don't try to do anything that he can't do.
Yeah. And that's what your, 30 visits are for, what I mean? You bring him in, you work him out, do whatever you want to do with him. And then you can figure out, can he play left side? Because he's a right-sided tackle. So switching position and switching sides is going to be a lot for him. You know what I mean? So it's what it is. Let's get back into it though. What's up, DJ? DJ?
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay, I got you. Said what's up while I was saying unneeded. But how's it going? How are you doing this afternoon?
What's good with your boss? Life good. I can't complain, man. What you got for the show?
Well, who was that cat from back in the day who would always have a notebook? Was it Notebook Carol?
Damn, Fairly.
Notebook Carol?
Fairly. Notebook Fairly.
Notebook Fairly. Mm-hmm. Okay. I actually got notes today, so I'm channeling my inner Notebook Fairly.
Okay.
So number one, I got three things. One of them, if it takes too long, you can just like answer me off the phone and all that. But
what happens if there's a guy that you have higher that's there super late? For instance, like I'll start with Mafi, but that's a bad example. But Mafi in like the 4th, or not Mafi in the 4th, Mafi in like the 6th, Mozzie in the 4th, or
How the fuck Mozzie get to the 4th?
But you've already addressed that position. When are you out? Let's say, for whatever reason, you got Siaki Ika, and you've addressed D tackle already. And then, but Mozzie's there in the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah.
You know, when are you out on a certain position, even though you have a guy rated way high, or like Tank Dale is there in the 5th or 6th, but you got Quentin Johnson or Jalen Hyatt in the 2nd or 3rd?
Personally, I'm not. I will double, triple dip till it's done. I'm not. I'm in the business for getting good players. If Voch is the GM, if Voch is the head of personnel and scouting and college scouting and all that, I'm just getting the best dude. So if my first 3 picks, if my first 3 picks are Steve Avila, John Michael Smith, and Atonio Mafi, whatever. They're my first 3 picks. They're my first 3 picks. Boy, it's finna be O-line all up in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I just believe in overkill. Look, the fan base ain't gonna like it, but if that's how my board fell, John Michael Smith, that I think can be a first-round player, he makes me at 58. If I start window dressing my board and I go, well, I'm just gonna take a linebacker that I don't like as much, or a wide receiver that I just don't like as much. We just took guard, but I love John Michael Schmitz. I think John Michael Schmitz can be one of the best centers in the league. But we took Steve Avila first. But we also feel like Steve Avila can be one of the best guards in the league. Fuck it. I'm just gonna take both of them. I've been trying not to cuss, man. I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna take both of them. I'm gonna take both of them, and I'm just gonna worry about it later. Cause look, how about this? You ready, sir? You listening? What if, shit, man, I'll come. So CeeDee Lamb fell to you in the first round or whatever, right? Fell to 16. Justin Jefferson failed a drug test or something, and Justin Jefferson there at 58. Do you not take Justin Jefferson just because you took CeeDee Lamb? Justin Jefferson, a first round player on your board? I'm taking him. But you know what somebody gonna do? Somebody gonna say, we just drafted wide receiver. So now you get to miss out on the idea of I got Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb on my offense. But now you got to live but look, now you got to live with Kelvin Joseph on your team because you wanted to be different, because you wanted to switch it up a little bit. I know it was Diggs, but I'm just trying to make an example. Go ahead.
But that's why I was trying to avoid first rounders, right? Because first rounders is obvious. It's like, hey, Jalen Carter there at 35.
Come on.
I am running as fast as I can.
Yeah.
You know, knocking people over, catching assault charges to get to put that pick in.
Mm-hmm.
But when it gets to the later guys, you know, the guys that are like, oh, you know, whatever the reason may be.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it's
I understand what you're saying.
The tight end.
No. Listen,
you said you were out on tight end.
So
but
listen,
he's there in round 6.
So watch this, DJ. How about this, DJ? You draft Bijan Robinson in the first round, but Tajay Spears there in the 6th. Something like that?
Well, see, but I'm the wrong person to ask.
Because I'm taking Tajay Spears in the 6th, and we're going to book
you know? Like, I'm the wrong person to ask. Because hell yeah.
I get that
Absolutely.
shit, boy. I get
the beat button.
the beat button. I get that shit, boy. Tony Pollard ain't getting his money. I'm moving on. Tony ain't getting none of that money. Yeah, I feel you. Go ahead.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. Like, Jameer gets there in the 4th, but you got Bijan, and then you got Abana Candy for whatever reason in the 3rd.
Abana Candy.
I'm still taking
Abana Candy is hilarious.
I said it. I usually say Avada Kedavra, but Abana Candy.
That's better. That's better. But yeah, man. But you know, the Cowboys went so heavy in, you know, free agency period, right? So the trades, free agency, right? Cowboys went so heavy in that so that we can draft freely. So if we're really drafting freely, why are we passing on a good player on the board that you have ranked highly just because you drafted somebody else at a similar position? I'll double and triple dip if it makes sense. But that's just me, though.
Fair enough. I'll leave it there so I can hit my second one. News hit that Devin White is asking for a trade. Now, I know it's Devin White. There's a trade already, but we've already been doing trades and stuff like that in areas of need. I view linebacker as an area of need. Now, key notes, his salary cap hit is 11.5 for the 5th year of his contract.
Oh, okay. That's what.
But it's the 5th year of his contract. If you can work out an extension, get that cap hit to go down, is that something that may be of interest if the trade is in line with the kind of trades that we've already been doing this year?
You asking Voch, you asking the Joneses and them?
Let's do both because you're great at doing both.
I mean, I don't think the Joneses will do it. I don't think they're in the the get a young
historically
dude.
No, but they've already pulled off two things that we said historically they don't do. That's the only reason I'm at.
Well, Gilmore is very short term. We know that. And Brandon Cooks is dependent on what his year looks like. Like there's no guaranteed money for Cooks after this year. So basically, like what would you have to give up to get Devin White for a 1-year rental? You know what I mean? So for these other 2 1-year, one's a 1-year rental for sure. One's a possible 1-year rental. That's just two comp picks. I mean, I can live with losing comp picks, but this whole Devin White thing, like what you giving up to get him? You know what I mean? If it's a 7th round of shit, 6th, 5th, you know what I mean? Whatever. But do you give up a 2nd rounder for a 1-year rental? Yes, that player may be worth the pick, but for the 1-year rental and they making 11 and more money coming, that's where it gets kind of weird or whatever. So I mean, I don't know, I might just sit that out.
Well, let's ask it in Voch terms real quick. Would you give up? Let's say Siaki Ika to get Devin White?
You give up Neville Gallimore?
Nope. Now hold on. Now I sent him Neville. They're gonna have to send me something back now. Hold on, man. I'm gonna need a little more. Than Devin White. I'm not the biggest Siaki Ika fan, so you're gonna have to pardon me. But I understand what you're saying. But as much as you say Siaki Ika, that could be one of my running backs I'm looking at. That could be one of my that could be Atonio Mafi. You know what I mean? And to be fair, Devin White right now is better than all.
That's what I was about to ask.
Devin White.
I think honestly, if it was the 3rd or 4th, I'd be in. So would you give up Atonio Mafi, but you already got Avila?
I don't give a fuck. I love Mafi so much.
To get Devin White. Like your plan, like everything to me feels like the plan is to get Avila and make sure that, because it feels like he's going to be there, they can get him, all that kind of stuff, right? So you already got Avila. Would you give up Mafi to get Devin White?
The correct answer is yes. I can find me another Atonio Mafi. You know what I mean? Like if the money side didn't matter, draft pick didn't matter. Like you say, what, like a 5th round pick? 5th round pick for Devin White? Sure, you can have my 5th round pick for Devin White. You know what I mean? Assuming money didn't matter. I just don't think Jones gonna do it.
Fair. And in closing, last thing, and I'll get out your way. Let me get to my notes. Oh my God. Y'all mentioned Terrence Steele earlier. My feeling is that a lot of teams would have actually cut Terrence Steele after his rookie season because we were all out on Terrence Aluminum. And given the fact that he was an undrafted free agent, that was even less reason to keep him because they're like, oh, well, we can get another guy like this. So the fact that it worked out in Dallas, I think Terrence Steele coming to Dallas really, really mattered because of their connections, their ability to develop talent, and all of that. That is a lot of the reason why Terrence Steele turned into the guy that he is. Other teams, Terrence Steele would not be Terrence Steele. He'd still be Terrence Aluminum.
Man, look, bro. I'm not finna sit up here and play that retroactively. I'm not gonna betray my past self and my old man. Terrence Steele was trash, but he worked on it. And shouts out to him for working on it. He got better. Shouts out to dude Manny Weather, whatever magic they got going over, but he got better. But coming out of Texas Tech, shit, you got a lot of me, man. Appreciate you, my guy. Salute.
Yes, sir.
I know
you all in. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think I give Terrence some credit there.
For sure.
I think if a team saw the work that Terrence put in, they would kept Terrence. Yeah. And I think we underrate what he did put on film at the end of that year. Terrence started off absolutely atrocious. I mean, it was terrible.
Yeah.
Then towards the end of that season, you start seeing some things. You're like, okay, there's something here. I don't want him starting next year. That was, I don't want him to start. But there's something here maybe we can work with in the offseason. Then he put the work in. He looked a little bit better in training camp. Then struggled a bit in preseason. They moved him to left tackle, and he was struggling in preseason. So I was a bit shocked. Yeah, that he was the first call up for once old boy went down.
Mm-hmm.
But when he came in, all that work. Saw it translate on field with the starters, right? With some coaching thrown to it. But shout out to Duke, shout out to Terrence, and then I'll give a shout out to Joe Philbin. But I think Duke and Terrence kind of put that work in.
I ain't giving shit to Joe Philbin. What's your temperature on this Devin White thing?
In his scenario, if I could, what am I giving up?
Yeah, pretty much.
If I can get Devin White for the Stephon Gilmore trade, for the Brandon Cooks trade, you entertain it, and then I have to talk to Devin.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man, we're not really looking to re-sign you. Are you okay with that? Because that's the gripe right now with Tampa.
Right.
He don't want to leave Tampa because he don't like Tampa. He want to leave Tampa because they're not looking to pay him.
Yeah.
And so, are you going to pay Devin White?
Yeah.
I don't know if Dallas is in the business for paying linebackers. Like they went through the Jalen Smith thing. They didn't value LVE for a lot of money. They didn't even want to pay Bobby Wagner, for crying out loud, who had a better year than Devin White. Their last 2 years in Devin White. Devin White, and they didn't want to pay him money. So I don't think they're in the business for paying Devin White. But if you say, hey, look, man, we want to load up, get you for a year. But then we'll revisit this after the season. I'd do it for a year if he's okay with it. But if he's gonna come here and be malcontent, I'm good.
When the hell did this Jeff Okudah thing happen? Like
a couple days ago, yesterday.
I mean, I was off, so I ain't really see much, but I saw it happen, and I was like, man, what's going on over there? Because I thought Jeff Okudah has worked himself into being cornerstone franchise corner type piece. You know what I mean? And when Cowboys played against the Lions, we saw what Jeff Okudah, could do.
Yeah, from a tackling standpoint.
From a tackling standpoint, okay, so he wasn't shit as a cover corner?
I don't think so. I think there was still concern. These were concerns. There was still like, we want to see more from you from a cover. Now, did he have a better year than he had to start out his career? I think so. But
I thought he was hurt.
Yeah, he was banged up, but he wasn't. He was a top 5 pick?
3.
Top 3 pick. He wasn't playing like no top 3 pick. Yeah. But shout out to Detroit, man. They flipped it, after that bye week, and they got some type of value out of him. But damn, that sucks, man. Third overall to 3 years later, whatever it is, 8th round pick.
Okudah was hidden, not covering. Man, Martise, you wasn't watching no Lions, dog. Get out of here, man.
But that's the word.
Yeah.
That's the word. Because I looked too. I'm like, hold on. Jeff Okudah for a 5th round pick. What I miss here? Because this motherfucker was out here.
Where was I?
He had 79 tackles against the Cowboys.
I got a 5th round pick right here. I was just talking about taking a corner with day 3.
Swear to God, they can have Kelvin Joseph for you. But look, but when I was looking around, man, go to the Lions, as you would say, Reddit, but I go to other. It's like, yeah, Jeff Okudah wasn't really covering like that.
Damn, Jeff Okudah.
Yeah.
As the world turns, let's get back to the phones. Wrap up this day. I'm tired as hell. Had a hard little workout today, man. It is what it is. We got Greatness on the phone. What's up, Greatness?
Not much, man. How are you guys today?
Coolin', my guy. What you got for the show?
Man, I want to know what, I was listening to you guys talk about guard, maybe tackle after that. What happened to the fact that Tyler is a better guard already than he is tackle? Why wouldn't we want a tackle if a tackle fails?
Sir,
and move him back to where we think he could be great.
Sir, please do not get me mistaken. When you hear my analysis, this comes from a place of what the Cowboys would do. If you're talking to Voch Lombardi, Tyler Smith ass would be right at guard. That's exactly where he'll be. Yeah. But I have to make my analysis with 2 things in mind. Tyler is at tackle, and Cowboys love Steve Avila. That's where a lot of this analysis come from.
Okay.
If it's up to me, shit. Tyler ass at guard, find me a tackle player if you talk to me. But
for sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think they should utilize Tyler's versatility to their advantage.
Yeah.
In the draft. Meaning, if a tackle falls, take the tackle, move him to guard. If a guard falls, take the guard, keep him at tackle.
All this Darnell Wright playing left guard stuff.
That's wild.
Leave Darnell Wright at tackle. If he can play left guard, put him at tackle, and let Tyler play guard. That's what makes sense to me. Leave Darnell right way. Okay, please finish.
And allow Darnell. I'm sorry. Go
No.
So I apologize, man.
I'm not bullshit.
He know. That's how you know he watched. He know.
Yeah, he watched the show. He watched the show because everybody else keep talking. Go ahead, Grady. My bad, man. Go ahead, my bad, man. Go ahead.
But yeah, so I was gonna say, yeah, you're right. Move and then you can play Tyler until, or you could play 77 until he gets hurt, and allow Wright to develop a little bit.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why y'all don't like Washington. Like Darnell Washington, like I understand.
Sir, you miss shows. Sir, you miss shows. I need you to understand.
No, I heard you say you like him. Now you're saying no tight end, no tight end, no tight end. I am
only miss shows. Shouts out to you. Well, I just
understand why y'all don't like Washington. When do we say that?
Yeah. I like Darnell Washington, but if I had to just draw the board out like that, where I think you'll have to get Darnell Washington, I don't think he's in the cards.
58.
I don't think you get Darnell at 58. I think some other team gonna take Darnell higher than that. Now, if Darnell's there at 58, then cool. But look, DN not on my list. I'm taking Will McDonald.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
You know, so you can make adjustments for who, you know, whatever happens with that first pick.
So at 58, you in for him.
Hell yeah. If you're there at 58, sure. Yeah. I mean, shit, we could talk depending on who on the board. We could talk.
Because I feel like that puts us in that old Patriot style of football.
Oh,
where you bring two tight ends out and you can
everyone always
split them out, run the ball.
Unbelievable.
Cowboys do that too.
He's a real asset.
Bro, that was like 15 years. No,
Yeah. I feel you though. But yeah, Darnell Washington, not right, but Darnell Washington. Yeah, man, we like him too. Sure.
Okay. Well, I'll let y'all get back to it, man. That's what I wanted to know. I felt like, you know, for a while y'all were on that path and then y'all just went away.
Nah, man, this is only based on Cowboy rumors we hearing. Appreciate your greatness. Thank you for not missing shows. Me and Will still laugh. We do talk a little bit of shit, but the people that don't miss shows, y'all are the most important in this shit. So appreciate you, sir. Salute.
Yeah, we appreciate you too, guys.
Yes, sir. I can make the argument, Will, still that, you know, it's people that like to stream and come through and sub and all that. People that don't miss shows are more important than people that sub to the channel. Because if you hear every day, at least I can account for the idea that you hear every day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, the sub, shit, you might sub, but shit, I don't get 79,000 live viewers every day.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? So yeah, shouts out to people that don't miss shows, man. Salute. I want to find a way to reward those people though. You know, just like make like a little tallying system. And if I see that you don't miss shows, I'll send you like a shirt. You ain't got to pay for it. Just, I don't know about all that. That's a lot of shirts. But just send you a real cheap discounted shirt or something like that. Ain't nobody else got. Just a I don't miss show exclusive. And if you miss shows, like you don't qualify for it. You know what I mean? Just I want to do something. Or just do like a little barbecue or something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll cross that road one day when we get there. But I appreciate the people that don't miss shows. Danny Savage, even though we fuss King Element, guys like L. Greatness said he don't miss shows. Alex, the Eagles fan, pissed me off a little bit, but he don't miss shows. D Shift don't miss. Like just certain guys as we see every day. And not just every day, Will, but on my show and your show.
Or at least most of the week. Understand that you can't obviously be here every single, literally, but like y'all in here, if not every day, most of the damn week. And it is impressive, man. Yeah. It doesn't go unnoticed.
I'm grateful for y'all, man. I appreciate you. Brandon from Houston, what's up, sir?
Hey, what's going on? Man, I'm here, man, trying to bring some content to the content kings on this lovely day right quick. All right.
Okay, what you got?
I did a mock draft. I just want to see if this is going to take it to the sizzler. And I've been going in 2 times on O-line the whole time.
I hate mock drafts. Go ahead.
I took Zay Flowers.
Okay.
Wide receiver first round. DeJuan Jones fell to me in the second round. I got Dwayne McBride in the third.
That's why I hate mock drafts.
I got Kobe Turner in the fourth.
Okay.
Juice Scruggs in the fifth.
Okay.
I took a corner, Trice in the sixth, and I got Troy Brown, linebacker, Ole Miss. To wrap it out.
Yeah.
The way I see it, Voch, is we've already upgraded wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, Tight end, I think Ferguson is better than Schultz. We upgraded running back. We upgraded CB2. So what I wanted to challenge y'all for is, you know, if my draft's good, that's fine. But, like, could y'all find in the draft 4 players that could displace 4 starters that we have right now to upgrade a 12-win team already?
Can we do what now? You say can we find 4 players to
Bro,
make
we
this
struggling to find one to be a starter.
No, can we find 4 players in the draft in those rounds in our positions of need to displace 4 starters? Because we've already upgraded several positions, right?
Yeah.
So if we take a 12-win team and upgrade it by 35%, right? 7 or 8 players or positions to increase play, and we're already going to increase play by not running 4 fucking curls.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm saying, hey, what are 4 players that Will Steele and Voch had to pick that y'all think could not only upgrade the play of, you know, let's say a Tyler Biotish, definitely a left guard play.
It ain't 4.
Whatever position.
It ain't 4. Left guard all you got. Like just drafting somebody that's gonna come in and just take the job of a starter. Left guard all you got. Unless you take like a tight end in the first round, then maybe they may politic their way into it. But that's all I can see, man. But if you draft
fam,
D tackle, D end, corner,
if you got 4 rookies that come in here and take your 4
team shit.
something is wrong with your roster.
Hey, okay, well, maybe not like starters, but like, all right, like Dwayne McBride, he's gonna. I think he'll beat out all those 1-year bums for the RB2, right?
Ronald Jones. Hey man, Ronald Jones. Hey, look, you say that, but Ronald Jones ain't no bitch, man.
Like him, bro. It's wild to me, but hey, it is what it is.
Ronald Jones ain't no bitch, man.
Hey, no. Hey, listen. You know what? Let me take that back. No disrespect to Ronald Jones. I'm just saying this dude's got the most, yards after contact right behind Bijan Robinson. So he's like baby Bijan right there. So if you upgrade the offensive line, I think that's a weapon.
In fairness, running back is one of them though that could come in and like you said earlier, Voch, they could play.
They can rotate and play for you for sure. I mean, so I think this is more so of like pushing dudes off the bridge. So if Jackson and Jigba gets here, will that push Gallup somewhere? You know what I mean? Like will that make you put him at slide CD where Gallup is? Yeah, in a situation like that, but like can Jalen Carter push Osa? Yeah, but we draft at 26, so that's what's gonna make it difficult.
Right, and then I guess I brought in what y'all were talking about like linebackers earlier. Could one of the linebackers in that second round come in and push? So if you took a guard in that first round, linebacker in the second, and maybe the running back on the third. So we got 3 contributors right there. That's all. That's all my contribution for the content. I just wanted to give that to think about and just see, what would y'all do to try to improve the team by maximum force? But seems like guard, right?
Hey man, keep on drafting, man. The Cowboys have done a fantastic job of filling this room out. If Gilmore wasn't here, whatever corner you draft, definitely gonna be better than whoever cornerback 2 was. So, but we don't have to worry about those problems. So if you don't have dudes coming in starting right away, that's a good problem for your team, man. Appreciate you, Brandon.
Absolutely. Have a great day.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Man, Will Steele, don't listen to these suckers in the chat box. Crazy, man. Don't listen to these. We friends in real life, man. Don't let them people come up here talking that shit, man.
Yeah, it's the same weirdo that came through the other day. Was like, before the show even started, why you trying to be like Voch? I'm like, what?
We friends in real life, man. Get that scrub.
Now he's on. Man. Now he's on your show being weird. You can't. How you just jumping in? You wake
he's
up.
He's a fan of ours. Leave him alone.
Wake up hating, nigga. Gang banging that bacon, motherfucker.
Have some breakfast, man. Take a shower first, dog. Just bang that breakfast.
Like how weird you gotta be to be like, I'm gonna go in the comment section.
I'm gonna start some shit
and start hating.
Hey man, good luck, man. Will, my friend in real life. Good luck to you. Let's go AJ, the camera technology guy. What's up, sir?
Hey man. So just got done with the gym, and I left it a little bit harder today because I was a little pissed off at what some of these fans been saying.
Okay.
So I get really tired of this whole thing where it's like every time you talk about, really good players and stuff, and we need to get people in the first or second round and stuff. You always got people like, well, but Terrence Steele was found in the 7th round, or Brock Purdy was, or Terrence Steele was undrafted, or Brock Purdy was found in the 7th round. They always want to point out these exceptions and treat the exception like the rule. So I have a question for you, but just let me run for a second, and if you agree, just hit a war call.
Okay.
For every Peyton Manning, someone might, I repeat, might find one Tom Brady.
Yeah.
For every Joe Thomas, someone might, might find one Jason Peters.
Good.
For every Adrian Peterson, someone might find one Arian Foster. For every Marcus Fair, someone might find one James Harrison. So my question for you guys, and I'll just get off the phone, is we always talk about real generational talent. I know you guys were talking about that on a previous show. Real generational talent, not this clickbait shit that we hear from the mass media. Not you guys, but the 4-letter networks and stuff.
Yeah.
We talk about real generational talent. Each one of those guys that I just named, Peyton Manning, Joe Thomas, Adrian Peterson, DeMarcus Ware, those are generational talent.
Couldn't stop it. Right. Yo, look.
So for every real generational talent, which you might find once per decade, I say again, once per decade, for every one of those generational talents, you might find one dude that every scout just like, well, shit, we missed on that guy.
Yep.
We were wrong.
Yep. Yo.
Get off the phone. So which one do you think happens more often? That's my question. Which one do you think happens more often? Actual real generational talent or people that you find in the 7th or undrafted that every single scout in the NFL just blatantly just missed on?
Are you spitting, man?
That's all I got.
Are you spitting, AJ? Appreciate you, man.
That should be studied.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would imagine it's the other way around. I mean, other way. I imagine it's the latter. I'm sorry. Undrafted 7th round types. Just because, like, generation. I love how you described it, right? Like, we got to be careful with that word.
It needs to be a whole generation,
right?
Between the last dude just like you,
right?
Or else you not. It's 5 of y'all in the generation. You're not generational then. You know what I'm saying? You just really good for this time period, right? I was playing one of the old Maddens, right? You know, just lately I've been getting into the old Maddens. Once upon a time, somebody may have looked at Priest Holmes as if he was, and look, Priest Holmes was a fantastic, and I said his name for a reason, because he was one of the best running backs of his time, right? But in the grand picture of this thing, how different is Priest Holmes than, somebody else, right? But you take like LT. LaDainian Tomlinson is such an outlier at running back. Adrian Peterson is such an outlier at running back. I think Christian McCaffrey is more like Priest Holmes than he is Adrian Peterson. That makes sense? You know what I mean? You could possibly be the best running back of your time. But think about what Barry was for his time. You know what I mean? Shit like that. And then for his skill set to translate like now. We look at Micah Parsons, right? And I want to like just separate, generational player and like generational, like, testing and things like that, right? Because Micah Parsons as a 250-pound dude shouldn't be running a 4.3, right? But what that's going to make, like, just science and shit happens right there. You're going to see more big dudes run 4.3s. It's just science, right? But all those dudes ain't Micah Parsons. So I think you have to be like the first of something. You know what I mean? Like when we watch you have to go, boy, this dude's a different kind of special. Cause right?
That ain't no generation.
He's not a generation player. He's running faster than all the big dudes right now, but he's not a generational player. Are you Aaron Donald?
Can it translate? Right? This is what you're saying.
Yeah. It gotta translate. You gotta be that as an athlete, and it gotta be on the field. I got to see it on the field. Plus, it got to be a whole generation. Like when Warren Sapp left, we ain't see a Warren Sapp in a long time, right? And then maybe we'll see, somebody that kind of fits that bill a little bit. You know what I mean? Aaron Donald, sure. So Aaron Donald's probably like the next Warren Sapp. Jeffrey Jeffrey Simmons may be one of the best D tackles right now, but he ain't generational though. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to be careful with that. Go ahead.
I wonder if you've, and I don't even know if you really studied him, but because I think this dude was 100% generational. Bo Jackson.
Okay.
You know, a guy who is okay, so you know Bo.
I watched a highlight of just Bo doing like 5 sports and he was better than everybody in. I was like, fuck.
This is the Bo knows. Bo Jackson is generational, right? But he didn't get a chance to play long enough.
Sure.
Deion Sanders, generational. LT, generational.
Yeah.
But how many, I mean, you said Barry Sanders after that. You consider Warren, Sapp, generational, AD. We got Micah there, but I think there's probably less than 10 since the you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you know what I mean?
If we're using your definition.
Sure.
There can't be 25 generational players.
It can't be. It can't be. I think if you're an image of another player, then you can't be generational too. Like you have to be unique in your way when we first see you. Now, if you're a clone of that player, then that that don't count or whatever. But oh well, every gunslinger is Pat Mahomes now. No, Pat's different. Like Pat does some different shit. Like Pat can fall down. He can be in the air horizontally, flick a pass like this and hit a motherfucker perfectly in the back of the end zone. Like that's different, right? But then you may see Josh Allen can do stuff like that, you know. But that's with the mindset of hey, that this can be done now. You gotta break the rules. Example, Will Steele. Let's just use like college right now, for example, right? People was looking at Chase Young as if he was a generational type prospect. I looked at Chase Young as if he was like one of the best DNs in the last year or two. Yep. But he didn't give me that feel like Clowney gave me when Clowney first came out. You see what I'm saying? Clowney got hurt when he got to the league or whatever, and you know Clowney wasn't the guy that we thought he was going to be. But Clowney gave me a different feel.
Yeah, I think they was throwing that word around Clowney, but because he was super athletic, you know, obviously to play, he had the biggest play of the college year.
We haven't seen a Clowney type guy. Like they made people think of LT, right? Like, yo, there's no way Jadeveon Clowney is going to be a bust in the league. You know, microfracture surgery, whatever kind of happens to you. But I look at guys, if you don't make me feel like that, then you can't be a generational player. I just think you're a really good player for right now, but you got to make me feel like that. You see what I'm saying? So, and to your point, we haven't had a bunch of guys that made me feel that way as of late.
So are we having multiple conversations? Because as you're saying that in my head, I'm like, okay, are we talking about generational coming in or generational when it's said and done? Because how many dudes have we heard? Oh my gosh, look, we have never seen. I think I've heard about Kyle Pitts being generational. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And it's like, what?
Sure,
slow down, because nobody. Where was?
How about this?
I saw some. I forget what his name is. You get players drafted in the 6th, 7th round. AB, I understand he's crazy, right? Antonio Brown, should go to the Hall of Fame from his play. No one would consider him generational coming in. But the shit he was doing, not saying he is generational, the shit he was doing was like, yo, we ain't even seeing this type of numbers since, you know, Jerry or something like that. So I think we kind of got to wait and then we can classify them as one of a kind. Micah's trajectory is a generational. He has the talent to be generational. But what if Micah doesn't do it anymore? Then we can't really call him that, right? Is that fair?
Yeah. But even with AB, is he generational or was he
I don't think
otherworldly, like productive?
No, I don't think he's generational. What I'm saying is he was drafted in the 6th.
Yes.
And now he's going to the Hall of Fame. So, well, he should go to the Hall of Fame. So no one was calling him anything like that coming in. Yeah. But now we're like, this is a Hall of Fame player. So what I'm saying is a guy that's coming in as generational, what if they're not? So were they even generational, or are we just hyping them up that year?
I think you got to be generational coming in, and then it got to last throughout your life cycle or whatever.
There's levels to this.
It's levels. Because look, Calvin Johnson, somebody say Calvin Johnson, like, man, 6'5", that can run routes, that can run a 4.3, that can jump over people, that got the best hand. Like, bro, that made people go, I got to get a dude like this.
Randy Moss.
Fair enough. We can't say Calvin Johnson because he wasn't that far from Randy.
Because Randy Moss.
That's fair, Will. Still, that's part of my shit. If you, that's fair. That's fair. Randy set the tone for a guy like Calvin Johnson.
Randy
Calvin
Wilson,
Johnson is
Calvin
one
can
of
fly.
Calvin Johnson is one of the best players in our league ever. Fitzgerald is one of the best players in our league, but is there a generation removed from you and the last guy?
I love when you did that last year because it really made me think, because we hear it all the damn time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, wait, anybody, there can't be generational dudes every single damn year.
And if everybody generational, you ain't special no more. Everybody generation.
I'm not using that word no more, bro. I'm not like you really got to be like that. I could say you're great, you're elite, amazing talent, special, whatever. But generational needs to be reserved, man.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Fantastic. Fair enough. Appreciate you, Will. Still good talk, man. Let's get Danny Savage in here. We running late on time. Then we're gonna get Subas and we're gonna dip out. What's up, Danny?
Good afternoon, Voch. Good afternoon, Sky. We're going to say James Washington is generational.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get. All right, we're gonna go ahead and
the
get
Kang.
Go ahead, Dan. All right, man. You just.
I think, like both you guys say, that's a word that's used way too much.
Yeah.
2 questions, 1 comment. Like I've been just doing this, drafting long time. Just my little playing around with it.
Quickly.
Do you think this year, when it comes to offensive tackles, they're looking? This is like the first time they're looking at guys specifically as left tackles, and then they're looking at other guys specifically at right tackles. You agree or disagree?
Oh, I mean, if they can play both, they can play both. If they can't play right, then they'll just play right. If they can't play left but can't play right, they just play right. I just think they just take the player for what they are. If you could play all 5 like Cody Mount, they're gonna let you play all 5.
Okay. At what point do you take the 3rd or 4th rated guard, or do you take the 1st rated right tackle if DeJuan Jones slides?
It depends on which player I have higher. So if it's Osiris versus DeJuan Jones, I'm taking DeJuan Jones. If it's DeJuan Jones is my tackle 1, so it's gonna take a damn good. I'll take Quentin Nelson over DeJuan Jones, but my 4th guard. Nah, I'm not taking my 4th guard over DeJuan Jones.
You take the 4th guard over Darnell Wright and switch him?
Why would I do that? Why would I do that?
No, I'm just asking.
My 4th guard over Darnell Wright, who I have as a 1st round tackle? Nah. Because
No, I agree with you.
Yeah. Because my 4th guard may not be a 1st round player. So I'm taking 1st round players over anybody that's not 1st round for sure.
Yeah, and Darnell Wright, he has played left tackle 2 years at Tennessee. Okay. And I'm just going to end with this comment. I was joking around early in the chat saying about being the best fighter in the room, because I believe the draft is in Vegas this year. Now, follow me. There's a strip club in Vegas called SRO. It's a strip club that turns into an after-hours joint. It never closes. So I'm in there 25 years ago. This is the beginning of UFC. And there was this guy, Chemo. You can look him up, monster from Hawaii, all tatted up. He used to walk to the ring with a cross, a humongous wooden cross. So I'm in there with my boys, and he's in there. And for some reason, he just likes me. He likes my accent. He's like, where you from, New York? We're like, yeah, we're bullshitting back and forth. And then, like, his face just turned, and he goes, the best feeling is to walk into any room in the world and know I can kill anybody. You know what I'm trying to say? So that was my joke. That was my Chemo story joke.
My bad. I do think there's something to being the most dangerous dude in the room, but I said mat. You know what I mean? You don't want to be the best fighter on the mat. That's if you're practicing being a fighter. You always want better fighters around you to make you a better fighter. But yeah, I would love to be the best fighter in the bar, the best fighter at the volume yacht party or whatever. That's dope. You know, me and Will out somewhere. Yeah, we want to be dangerous out in public, but on the mats where I'm trying to be a better fighter, I need better fighters around me so I can be a better fighter. That's what I was saying.
It was just a joke. Great show as always.
Oh shit, my bad. Damn, man. Danny's inflated, boy. God damn.
Nobody works hard. That guy's on the computer 24/7.
Yeah.
He's gonna get carpal tunnel with his hands.
Yeah.
You know.
My bad.
All right, man. Good show as always.
Damn, dog. Danny sound hurt. I ain't know it was the joke, Danny. I just thought, you was telling me. I thought it was a story for real. I didn't know it was a joke, but
because Danny don't change his cadence, so you don't know.
I don't know when the story over. I'm just you just wait. Oh shit, my bad, Danny. Yo, Will, still, whenever you tell a joke and you end it with, all right, so that's my
the joke's over.
All
Yeah.
right, y'all, so my bad, y'all. Yeah, that's it. All right, I'm leaving. Now. Oh, that's bad. Appreciate you, Danny. Supers. Super.
King Element, tell Danny he's a funny guy and watch what happens. I'm a funny guy, huh? Funny like a clown or like a wise guy? Huh?
Like a wise guy? Hilarious. All right, let's do this. Jax Longwell says, he said,
skibbity dog.
Keep up the great work. Ding. Appreciate you, man. George Rushing dropped the deuce. Appreciate you, sir. He says, double dip at running back since you can't extend Tony Pollard for the low. That is what I was thinking, too. That's what I was thinking, too. Dwayne McBride, not Trey McBride. Dwayne McBride and, I don't know, one of these pass catches. Fun. Chris says, we don't wipe these 3 or 4s. He dropped 5 and says, why draft a Vila when we can get a day 3 guard from ULL? I don't know who that is. Unless you're talking about Osiris, because Osiris played there.
I thought maybe he was trolling.
He could be. Well, ULL, Osiris played there prior to moving to Florida, so Osiris Torrance is technically a guard from ULL. So, so this could be he just think Osiris is a day 3 guy, but I don't know. I think he was just talk shit. But yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Quale Parker, my bad. Appreciate you. He dropped a dime and says, just supporting. Great work. Appreciate you. Swatty Cop. Guillotine 06 dropped 5 and says, you looked at my boy Kenny McIntosh. Appreciate it. From Big James Games Toy Shop. That's Guillotine 06? Okay, cool. Guillotine 06 is a Big James Games Toy Shop. Appreciate you. I like putting names with faces and usernames. So there we go. Texas Angler Detailing. Appreciate you. He dropped 2 deuces. He says, who replaces Zeke's blocking? He saved Dak from sacks. Tony and whoever the young dude is, and Malik and Ronald Jones.
Yeah.
That's it. I am no longer grading running backs on just blocking. And what's up with the Cowboys' interest in Derrick Henry? What's it? Is that real?
It's so funny. You know, this Derrick Henry thing is like the game of what's it called? You know, you whisper in the ear. And the next person says this. The next person. There's no interest in Derrick Henry. Bill Barnwell wrote an article that said that the Cowboys should look into Derrick Henry. Then he said, or they could just get another. He also mentioned Leonard Fournette and all this other stuff. So
content though.
Interest in Derrick.
So fucking Derrick Henry, man. How much money he make?
Telephone game. Thank you. Yeah, it's like a game of telephone.
Yeah. George Rushing, who also dropped 2 deuces in the super chat, appreciate you. He says Avila at 1, 2 a defensive tackle. Curious to know who you think that'll be. 3 Charlie Jones. You like?
Say him again.
Guard Avila, best D tackle available in the 2nd round, 3rd round, wide receiver Charlie Jones. I'm trying to get Charlie in the 3rd. I think it'll be a better player than a D tackle in the 2nd round, wide receiver maybe, and I'm fine with Avila in the 1st.
Probably should. I would like a name for that 2nd round pick, but
well,
if it's Mozzie, I mean, man,
I don't think it's gonna be.
I don't really care what happens the rest of the draft.
If it's D tackle, it's probably gonna be a guy like Benton, probably. And the 2nd though, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know where he's slotted. Where do you have him slotted?
Benton might be like a 3rd or 4th round guy, 3rd mostly, like mid 3rd for me. But hey, somebody else might like him. George came back and dropped another deuce and says trade a 2nd rounder for Derrick Henry, your 1st for Steve Avila, and your 3rd for Charlie Jones.
I blame Bill Barnwell.
Yeah, I'm not trading my 2nd round pick for it. No. Quali came back and says this Glenn Parker, by the way. Glenn, yeah, okay, I got you, Glenn. Hey, appreciate you, yeah, Glenn, I got you, Glenn. That's Glenn Parker, by the way. Appreciate you, man. Drop the deuce. Appreciate it. Salute. L dropped the dime and says rewards ideas. Show attendance, minimum amount to be eligible, like the NBA.
The NBA.
That's hilarious. Also per Sky's better half. inside joke trivia.
We've been trying to figure out this damn awards thing. Remember we talked about it, the subscriber awards, but
yeah,
we don't know how to map it out yet.
Yeah. Cashapp, show merch, reopen phone line for winter, studio 2023. Appreciate you, brother L. Dropped the diamond there. And George Russian came back and dropped another deuce. He says wide receiver, guard, D line, and no order for my Cowboys round 1 through 3. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. Only if Mozzie's the I don't know, man. Mozzie might make it to 58. I don't know. We'll see. Day 2 is gonna be so interesting, man, because I have no clue what's gonna happen after day 1. Not that I even know what's gonna happen day 1, but it's just gonna be totally ambiguous there.
What if Will? Because this happened last year, bro. Sam
if
Williams.
Will McDonald makes it to 58. I might take my shirt off.
I think he's picked.
And twist it around my head like a helicopter. If Will McDonald makes it to 58. And we drafting it. Huh?
Is he from North Carolina? No. If we get to that point, I think we will know. I think it'll be Sam Williams all over again, where we all knew, right? We woke up, it's gonna be Sam Williams, ain't it? At 56 last year, and then what happened? Sam fell, and it was Sam Williams. I feel like if Will McDonald's there at hey yo, it's gonna be Will McDonald, and that's the pick if he's there.
Jeez Louise, man. I'm not ready for that kind of draft day production. You hear me? Man. Steven Veal and Will McDonald?
Okay, what they do the rest of the draft?
I'm cutting the stream off. He says, you won't go live if we get McDonald. All right. Miles Jack isn't inspirational. I know what I said. Appreciate you, DJ. He just dropped another 5 in the super chat. Let's check out the supers on the Voch side before we get up out of here. Voch ain't got that much bail money. Hell no. Hell no. Refresh. Busy down the supers. AJ the Camera Technology guy dropped a deuce and says Voch needs a Law Nation like Vegeta needs a Goku. Indubitably, sir. 100%. Jacob Jones dropped 5 and says, what's your honest opinion on Paris Johnson Jr., Darnell Wright, and DeJuan Jones? And rank them. I'll rank them for you. But my personal opinion, I'll tell you on my ranking video when that comes out. DeJuan 1, Darnell 2, Paris 3. I think I like DeJuan and Darnell more than Paris. Yeah, so that's my order. DeJuan, Darnell, Paris. There you go. Appreciate it, Jacob. John Mayberry dropped 5 and says, I will take John Michael, Darnell Washington, and Mafi and go run all over the league. Boy, that run game gonna be crazy. Jake Downey dropped 5 and says, what's your grade relative to Deontay Brown from Bama a few years ago? I just think Deontay Brown got lazy and got fat.
The big 400-pound boy.
Yeah. He didn't change none of his habits. That's his problem. I had a 3rd round grade on Brown, but he went in the 6th. Can we get Mafi for that low? Man, I don't think Mafi go that low, but
I'm still on Mafi in the 4th is kind of where the high point for me.
Yeah.
Now, if they decide to take him elsewhere, higher than that, it feel like a bit of a reach, but maybe they say, look, man, we know Mafi could turn into XYZ, but he still feels like a 4th max.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Paul Bracamonte says, is Paul Tyron Smith generational? No. I think Tyron Smith is a Hall of Famer. I think Tyron Smith is one of the greatest of all time. But watch offensive line. This is coming off of Jonathan Ogden, Walter Jones, Orlando Pace. You know what I mean? Like those guys when they was running the league. There is not a whole generation removed from top tier left tackle play. So nah, I wouldn't call.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
Tyron generation. Go ahead.
Tackle. It just how many of those do you consider generational? Right.
It's hard to do. It's hard to do, but I wouldn't even know.
I know I forget his damn name. Got the messed up finger out of Cincinnati. Always gets brought up as
Munoz.
Yes, as one of the generational guys. But like you said, it seems to always be at least top tier tackle play.
Mm-hmm. I think Joe Thomas set a tone, but just generational offensive line is difficult.
Because look, how do you grade that? How do you judge that?
Because look, man. Because look, somebody say Zach Martin,
I was glad
and I
that.
feel you. Zach ain't even the best guard I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm a Larry Allen baby. You know what I mean? That motherfucker may be more generational than Zach Martin. You know what I'm saying? Like, Larry Allen was incredible.
Larry would have to be from an interior standpoint for sure.
Yeah,
in the conversation. Yeah,
I don't know, bro. It's a little different. And look, you could be a Hall of Famer and not be generational. I just think generation is some different shit, man. Just some different stuff. But you know,
no, we ain't forget about Willie Roaf, Hall of Fame.
I love Willie Roaf. I love Willie Roaf, but you got to be unlike everybody else. Both LTs were generational. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, damn, bro, it's not another one like you. Like, come on, man. Well, moving on. Matt Braden dropped a deuce and says, "You guys are the best. Trying to support the channel. Appreciate you, man. Salute, my guy." And I think that is all the supers. We appreciate y'all, man. We love y'all to pieces, man. Y'all know for coming in every day, supporting and holding us down. Hit that button right there. I know I saw him somewhere. There he is. There you go. We cut that up. Let's get this jewelry, then we're gonna get up out of here. Appreciate y'all for being here. Marcus Hardison says, at the volume, that's me and Will Steele today. At the volume, learn to keep your pet on a leash. What's your pet? It's your pride, ego, and temptations. Come on, Will Steele. Come on, man. Hold on.
I like that one. I like that one.
Learn to keep your pet on a leash. What's your pet? Pride, ego, and temptations. Keep those leashed, and a strong, resilient man you will be. Hold this L, Marcus Harris. Come on, yo. Hey, hold this L. Hey, bro. That's fire. Will Steele, come on, man.
I like it. Huh?
Come on, Doc. Hey, man, that's a bar right there. Appreciate you, Marcus Harrison, for the great words today. Hey, we love y'all to pieces, man. Love y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, so y'all know we're gonna do our typical Thursday show. I'm gonna find a good mock draft for us to look at, laugh at, and talk shit about. Be sure to hit all the likes on the volumes pages, all the follows on the volumes pages and Voch's pages. Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI. We're getting real heavy in the Patreon right now. Patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. We watch the film as a whole over there. We haven't been doing very much Twitch lately because it's the end of April almost. You know what I mean? So shit. I gotta do some grinding or whatever. So we're gonna pause Twitch for a little bit, but y'all can go over there and follow. I still might show up and do a little impromptu something like that. But we're gonna be doing heavy Patreon from now to the end of the draft, till day 3 of the draft, really. I'm lying, till the day before the draft. That's when we're gonna start Patreon, because when we start doing draft work, I'm gonna go live and I ain't gonna be feeling like doing nothing else. So there we go. Follow my man's Will Steele at Skywalker Steele, STEELE on social media. It's his Twitter to be exact, and at A to Z Dallas in the morning from 8:30 to 10:30. Appreciate you, sir. The rest of y'all, man, y'all hold down for the Doski Woski Peasky Whiskey. Till next time. Volume.
Beats Planet.
Are you not entertained?
Do you remember Eric Williams?
Eric Williams, yes, sir.
Danny said if he doesn't get hurt, he's the Cowboys' best offensive lineman ever.
Nah, son. That's Larry Allen. Appreciate y'all, though.